We read all the candidates' tweets so you don't have to. But do the people running for president really get Twitter? That seemed like a good assignment for Shayna Glenzer, a tech analyst here in Washington. Shayna Glenzer, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So the presidential candidates are all on Twitter, and Donald Trump is in his own category. I mean, here's just one I picked out. Highly untalented Washington Post blogger Jennifer Rubin, a real dummy, never writes fairly about me. Why does Washington Post have low IQ people? Well, she's not a real dummy, but that gives you the flavor of it. How are the other candidates doing on their 140-character messages?
Yeah, well, as you've seen here, Trump is really not afraid to voice his opinion. The others seem a little bit more conservative and a little bit more, just structured in what they're sharing. They share a statement and a link. And quite frankly, it's not as engaging as Trump because of that.
Well, what is wrong with the approach? I mean, they're trying to get information out, but I sometimes wonder whether these are just sort of short press releases. What do you need to be successful on Twitter if you're a politician?
I think what you need to be successful on Twitter is sharing opinions, sharing thoughts, sharing things that aren't just, something that it sounds like your PR person wrote. You need to think about having a conversation with people. I think that's what Twitter's all about. It's about having a conversation with the public, and it's not just your place to share your next news release or your next public opinion. It's to really get perspective and sort of personality out there.
Well, here's Marco Rubio. Congress trying to add Export-Import Bank as an earmark to an unrelated highway bill. I'm opposed to reviving Ex-Im corporate welfare. Ted Cruz. Reforming the Fed Reserve is a crucial step to restoring a more stable dollar. Senate should take up such and such a bill.
Sorry, I almost just fell asleep right there while we were talking.
I lost you.
No, I think that what you're seeing and when you're reading this, I mean, it's not generally the way that people like to read news, first and foremost, and it's not the way they like to engage in Twitter, which is to have a conversation, to understand what people are actually thinking and feeling, and yes, sure, share here and there a link to your latest platform, but not, it cannot be the only thing that comes out from your account on Twitter.
How about Hillary Clinton? Do you think she has much of a personality on Twitter?
It's funny. She goes back and forth. Sometimes she actually signs her tweets with Hillary, which makes me think, well, yeah, which means she wrote them, which means a lot of the other ones she's not writing, and then it makes you feel sort of like that whole thing. It might be a little disingenuous, but she's at least a little more entertaining than some of the other folks.
You think some of these candidates are just, they're trying to be on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, but they just have sort of an old-fashioned view, and they don't particularly use humor or something really personal? I mean, well, every once in a while I'll see a personal tweet from one of them.
I think it's new to them, and therefore I think it can be kind of scary, right? You don't know what your
own words. How scary can it be?
Well, I mean, because then they're out there. Then people know what you're thinking and feeling exactly at that moment. So I think it's a little bit of the hesitancy. It's knowing that they should do it, not knowing what they should do, and then also it's prioritizing how much time or energy or money are you spending on someone managing your account or writing tweets that feel like something you've written, and that might indicate a lower priority for the candidates as well in the social sphere.
One reason it's important, journalists read all these tweets and they form an impression of how you're doing, and they can rebroadcast it to all of their fans. Shayna, thanks very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Carly Fiorina getting pounded for pandering to Iowa on Twitter. She tweeted, of course, she went to Stanford, which was facing off against Iowa's Hawkeyes in the Rose Bowl. Love my alma mater, but rooting for a Hawkeyes win today. #Rose Bowl. Twitter was not pleased and let Fiorina know it.